Hello, story lovers, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a tale for you today that starts with love and loss and ends, well, you'll see. It's called The Widow's Music Box. Alira's world had shrunk to the size of the small, dusty attic where her husband, Liam, had kept his treasures. It had been a year since he'd passed. A year of silence in a house that once echoed with his laughter and his off-key singing. She ran a trembling hand over an old wooden chest. The lock rusted shut. With a bit of force, the clasp gave way. Inside, nestled amongst yellowed photographs and letters, was a music box. It was intricately carved from dark mahogany, with two small, silver figures, a man and a woman. Poised to dance on top, with a hesitant breath, Alara found the small key on its side and began to wind it. A gentle, tinkling melody filled the quiet attic. A tune she didn't recognize but felt instantly familiar, like a half-forgotten dream. A sad smile touched her lips. Liam had always loved finding these little oddities. As the melody played, a low, warm hum started to accompany it. Alara froze. It was a voice, Liam's voice. He was humming along, just as he used to do when he'd work in his study. Her heart hammered against her ribs. She must be imagining it. Grief was a cruel trickster. She let the music box wind down, and as the last note faded, so did the humming. Silence returned, heavier than before. Her hand shook as she wound it again. The sweet melody began, and there it was again, that impossible, beloved voice, humming in perfect harmony. Tears streamed down her face, a mix of sorrow and unbelievable joy. It was him. Somehow, it was him. For weeks, the music box was her lifeline. Every day, she would wind it, and for a few precious minutes, Liam was with her. She would talk to his voice, tell him about her day, about how much she missed him. The humming was her only reply, but it was enough. It was a piece of him, a ghost in the machine. One evening, curled up in her armchair with the box on the table beside her, she let the melody play out. As the final note chimed, she waited for the silence. But it didn't come. The humming continued. A chill, entirely different from the ones she'd felt before, crawled up her spine. The music had stopped. The mechanism was still, but Liam's voice, clear as day, kept humming the forgotten tune. It didn't sound joyful anymore. It sounded strained. A single, unending, looping note that vibrated through the wood of the table. "Liam?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. The humming didn't change. It just went on, a monotonous, eerie sound filling the room. She grabbed the music box, her hands slicked with sweat, and slammed the lid shut. The humming stopped. A wave of relief so intense it made her dizzy washed over her. She shoved the box into a drawer, burying it under old tablecloths, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. For the rest of the night, she sat in the dark, straining her ears. But the house remained silent. The next morning, she tried to convince herself it was a dream, a hallucination brought on by loneliness. She made coffee, trying to force a sense of normalcy. Then she heard it, faintly, from the other room. A low, continuous hum. It was coming from the drawer. She pulled it open, her breath catching in her throat. The lid of the music box was closed tight, yet the sound seeped through the wood, stronger now, more insistent. It wasn't just humming anymore. It was a voice, Liam's voice, singing actual words. "My love, don't stop." Panic seized her. This wasn't a comforting memory. This was a prison. She snatched the box and ran out of the house, not even bothering to grab her coat. She drove to the old bridge on the edge of town, the one spanning the deep, fast-flowing river. The voice from the box was getting louder, more desperate. "Don't stop the music. Don't leave me in the quiet." It was his voice, but twisted with a terror she had never heard before. With a guttural sob, Alara stood on the bridge, the box clutched in her hands. It was vibrating now, almost alive. "I'm sorry, Liam," she wept. I'm so sorry." And with all her might, she threw the music box over the railing. It hit the dark water with a small splash and was gone. The voice was cut off mid-plea. Silence. True, deafening silence. Shaking, she returned to her car and drove home. The quiet of her house. A welcome embrace. That night, for the first time in a year, she slept without dreaming. But when she awoke the next morning, a faint, familiar melody drifted up from downstairs, and with it, a voice. Singing. It wasn't coming from a box. It was coming from every corner of the house itself. And this time it sang a promise. Now we'll never have to stop. Thank you for listening. If stories like this are what keep you up at night, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Stay safe out there.